What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Flowers. For those that's new to my channel, this is my segment where I like to give some of my favorite albums and albums that I just think, deserve a little love. They're flowers. So today, I'm going to be discussing the Notorious B.I.G, Life After Death. It's always funny saying the Notorious B.I.G. I just always call him Biggie. Like, I never in my life said, "Hey, you heard that new Notorious B.I.G.?" Like, not one time in my whole life. This review is a long time coming. This is my first Biggie, video. And, I've been meaning to do this. I didn't know if I wanted to do Ready to Die first or Life After Death, but Life After Death being my favorite, I'm going to just go with that one. And I just finished watching the new I Got a Story to Tell Biggie doc, and it just inspired me to, not inspire me, but it reminded me how great he was, So I wanted to give some flowers to Life After Death, and that's what the hell I'm going to do. Life After Death came out in March. It's actually approaching its anniversary, I believe. It came out like 16, 19 days after he passed away, 2 weeks, which is crazy. But it's tragic that, artists like Pac and Big didn't even see how the world enjoyed Life After Death. Like, he saw at the nightclub when Hypnotized was playing it, saw how people were reacting to it, but he never saw just how people would appreciate this album and how much it meant to hip hop and just music in general. And that part just saddens me. And but the album was a success. Obviously, it's over 11 million records sold in the U.S. alone. #1 singles, and I got to give it to Puffy as well, because the way they carried on this album after he passed was amazing. From the Hypnotized video to More Money, More Problems video to Sky's the Limit video, and just that whole Bad Boy run after this, that this album kind of catapulted. The whole Bad Boy run after this was just amazing. They kept that Biggie torch alive. So I got to, Junior Mafia as well, Little Kim as well, just keeping that Biggie torch alive, and I just appreciated that. Album is a double album, which is crazy. I think it's the best hip-hop double album that we ever got, compared to All Eyes on Me, Jay-Z's Gift and a Curse, Nas Street Disciples. Just from our head legends, this is the best double disc I think we've gotten hip-hop. To me, I know I might be on the ledge by myself. I honestly think this is the best hip-hop album ever. Like, if I was somebody who was like, play me a hip-hop album, I'm going to play Life After Death. It accompanies so many things in this one album that it's just insane, from storytelling to commercial smashes to street songs to lyrical ability to hooks, everything. So let's get into it. I'm not going to go through each song so efficiently because it's a double disc and I don't want to be sitting here all night. So I'm just going to run through a couple songs that's my favorite, some of the standouts to me, some of the songs that just mean something to me and maybe to you as well. So the album starts with the intro to Life After Death, and it's a continuation of Suicidal Thoughts on Ready to Die. And mind you, Ready to Die came out in 94, so this is 3 years after like his great debut album, and we were waiting. Like, I know I was only 7 years old, but I felt the Biggie presence. You don't know how many times I watched Sky's the Limit video as a kid. It was like, damn, why they ain't pick me? I could have been Puffy. So just the continuation of Suicidal Thoughts and the whole theme of Ready to Die, and this is Life After Death. This is supposed to be the happiness, and you can tell it's a lot of joy went into this album, and it's a lot of negative stuff as well. But overall, I think this is a joyful album. And we go into the intro, go into Somebody's Got to Die, and besides Slick Rick, I think Biggie's the best storyteller we ever had in hip hop culture. Like, to even start your album off with that story of just like, I'm sitting in the crib dreaming about lit jets and coops, the way Salt shoops, and how to sell records like Snoop. Oops. Like, I ain't supposed to be saying that. Like, due to the whole East Coast, West Coast thing, I'm interrupted by a doorbell. 352, who the hell is this? Like, his whole, I give it to Puffy and the Hitman and everybody who produces, well, Puffy in general, because the way they executed this album is like a movie in itself. So you hear the thunder and you hear the rain. And one of the things I was into earlier, and like somebody's got to die. They go through the whole story, sing on the 16th floor, go kill him, kick it, squeeze 6, nothing short. Nigga turned around holding his daughter, and he accidentally hit the kid. And you hear him running out, dang, yo, I think I hit the kid, blah blah blah. And then it's like this beep beep, and then like Puffy just come out of nowhere and be like, take that, take that. Then it just goes into like Hypnotized, like, like this old happy-go-lucky record right after he just murdered a guy and his kid. I always thought that was just a funny thing. I got a sick sense of humor, but I always thought it was just funny that they just went from somebody who's got to die to Hypnotized. And Hypnotized is one of those records that just never gets old. Like, I could listen to that song every day. Like, just what's the second verse? I put hoes in NY onto DKNY, Miami, DC, prefer Versace. All Philly hoes go with Moschino. Every cutie with a booty, boy, a coochie. Now who's the real dookie? Meaning who's really the shit? Them niggas ride dicks. Frank White push 6 on the Lexus LX4. Like, when I was watching the documentary and Puffy was saying one of the things that drew him to Biggie was that it's hard to find a lineage to his rapping style. Like, you know how every rapper you can like, oh, he's from the Lil Wayne tree, he's from the Jay-Z tree, oh, he's from the Nas tree, Rakim tree. Biggie's like, and when I heard it, I chuckled because it's something I always thought in my mind. I was always thinking like, just from a person who makes music, is like, yo, Biggie really didn't sound like nobody else, and the flows he was choosing, like the way he would do bend words like S car go, my car go, 160 swiftly, wrecked by a new one, your crew run, your crew run. I know you sick of this name brand nigga with flow, girl say he's sweet. Like that's 4 different flows in a small compact, and so many topics, and S cargo, my cargo. Like, I just love rap. Like the way you could bend words and shit. But going back to what my point was, is like, it's no one who could sound like Biggie. It's no one that sounded like Biggie before him, and you could tell when somebody's doing the Biggie flow after him. And even then, you don't even see a lot of people attempt to go use the Biggie flow, which shows you how great he was. And he didn't write down anything, so that's just amazing in itself. Kicking the door. I love the Mad Rapper skit. I think this is the first Bad Boy album with the Mad Rapper, and with the Martin skit before it, and the Primo beat, and he's going at like Raekwon, he's going at Nas, he's going at J. Rule, the Damager, like we say the Preem. And Preem did the beat, which is funny. He rapped on a bunch of producers' beats who rappers were dissing Biggie. So, like, he'll rap on a Primo beat and be like, son, I'm surprised you run with them. I think they got coming them because they nothing but dicks trying to blow up like nitro and dynamite sticks. Mad, I smoke hydro, rock diamonds, that's sick. And then he, with the Nas line, to respond to, there's only one crown, one love, so there can only be one king. And, you know, a lot of rappers were mad that B.I.G. was crowned the New York King. So he said in the joint, ain't no other kings in this rap things, they siblings, nothing but my children, one shot they disappearing. It's ill when MCs used to be on cruddy shit, took home ready to die, listen, study shit, now they on some money shit, successful out the blue, you're lightweight, Fred Gilly, my 9 milli make the white shake, that's why my money never funny, and you still recouping, stupid. Like, Jesus Christ, you ain't even have to go at me like that. Or the Raekwon line when he says, fuck that, why try, throw bleach in your eye. Just to respond to the shit on the purple tape. It's so many. You rain on the top with short like leprechauns as I crush so-called willies, thugs, and rabadons. Get in that ass quick fast like Ramadan. It's that rap phenomenon, done data. Fuck Papa, you got to call me Francis MH. White intake like toast. Toe iron. What? That boy was just like, you know how hot. Fuck it. Fucking You Tonight. I'm so mad R. Kelly ruined that song for me. So that's all I'm gonna say about Fucking You Tonight. I'm just so mad at R. Kelly for ruining that fucking song for me. Last Days. To have one thing I appreciated with Biggie as well is that he allowed the new Bad Boy acts on the album and get their shit off. So the Locks, they get the 3 verses before him, and he come in. He come in like he the Don. Like, who the fuck want squeeze my entities, make MCs bleed? Like, get y'all little verses off, but let me come in and show you how to do this shit right. Like, it's just something I always notice. When he on songs with other rappers, he gets that verse that's like, all right, I get you, but watch this. I love the dough with Jay-Z, and the funny thing, I always felt that with this, Last Days, Brooklyn's Finest, and Young G's, at that time you could tell Biggie just had he was just in his pocket a little bit more than Hov. Hov sounded like, and Hov's my favorite rapper, but it sounded like every song with B.I.G, he's trying so hard to outrhyme B.I.G, and B.I.G just does it so effortlessly. I make you dash like Dame. Like, he just, yeah. What's beef? dope record, classic record, some wild lines in there, but it's a reflection of what was going on in the times of the East Coast, West Coast monotony. B.I.G. interlude, More Money, More Problems, which was Mace brought that song. He brought the sample and it was Mace's song and he gave it to Biggie. And one of the things I loved about the Biggie flow in there, which, you know, looking at the I Got a Story to Tell documentary and how he was like groomed by a jazz musician. And if you listen to something that always caught me with More Money, More Problems, with his last verse, he says, your man ain't got to know, I got the dough, got the flow down, Pizzak, Platinum Plus, like this at Dangerous on Trizax. But if you listen to it, he's rapping with the guitar in the back. So next time you listen to More Money, More Problems, listen to how he dun 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 dun, like he's rapping with the guitar in the background. That's something that's some jazz shit. Niggas bleed just like us. Another great story. He go from niggas bleed to I got a story to tell. Was like the fact that he could come up with all these stories and like on one album, some of the greatest hip hop stories of all time. Like the whole story of like fucking a nigga on the Knicks wife and he coming home and you got to put on a ski mask and pretending like you robbing the place, and then at the end of the song you go back and you tell your boys, literally retell the story to your boys of what happened. It's like, man, that's just like some great music, great skits, great. It's just like you could tell it was effort put into it, and one of my favorite songs on the album. And I want to find, it's probably on YouTube, but it was an original one that was sampled. Like I Got a Story to Tell was a sample, but they couldn't clear it, so Chucky Thompson replayed something similar to it, which is fucking amazing. Like dun 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 dun, like that guitar riff is just amazing to me. Like one of the greatest beats I ever heard. Second disc, Notorious Thugs, Big doing the Bone Thugs flow and doing it great. Like I remember when I first heard Notorious Thugs and I was like, yo, because you got to think, wasn't nobody really trying to bone flow back then. Even if you look at like Easy on Bone record, he rap slower, or when Tupac's on the Bone record, he rap like Tupac. He went ultra slow. So Biggie even doing a double time flow is just, and killing it is just, you rewind his verse back. Well, me personally, I rewind his verse back multiple times before I even get to Bone's verse. Like how he says, even talking about the East Coast, West Coast is so prevalent in this album that like, been in this shit since 92. Look at all the bullshit I've been through. So-called beef with you know who. Fucked a few female stars or two. Then I blew like niggas knew like Mike shit. Not to be fucked with. Motherfuckers better duck quick. And he says, fuck the luck shit, strictly aim. Spit your game, talk your shit, grab your gat, call your click, squeeze your clip, hit the right one, pass that weed, I got the light one. And like, just the way he was killing that shit, or like, I'ma tell you like a nigga told me, cash rules everything around me, shit, lyrically, niggas can't see me, fuck it, buy the coke, cook the coke, cut it, blow the bitch before you call yourself loving it, a nigga would have been fucking it. And then like, Big come through with mobs and crews, Goodfellas down to the Mo Thugs do, who's the killer, me or you? And like, the way I think it's busy. It's 7 a.m. Woke in the morning with Henny, got fiend and green and nicotine. Like, and they were dissing 3 6 Mafia on there. And I heard like when Busy did his verse, he was so drunk that he was drunk, woke up out of the drunkenness and coma, and spit that verse straight through and left and passed out in the car. Like, just a great song. And you got to give Stevie J his credit for producing that. Stevie J did most of this album. Just all the producers brought that back. Stevie J, Puff, The Hitman, Primo, Havoc, Easy Mo B, everybody. Not Raekwon. RZA, but everybody was in their bag on this one. Miss You is a great one. I love that Diana Ross flip. Him even talking about his man O, who I learned about in the documentary, who passed away. And Uncle killed him, which is crazy. And Biggie was supposed to be with him in that day that he passed away. That's like always the story. Like, man, I was supposed to be with him that day. That could have been me. Like, it's always crazy how that's so prevalent. Another with Lil' Kim is great. If Biggie wrote her verse, I don't know, but her verse was better than Biggie. Just like how she going back at him. Like, I just always thought that song was cool. Somebody found it cheesy, but I always thought it was cool. I think the second disc is more of it sounded more fun than the first half to me. Going back to Cali, great record. It's like the only song they play in California besides Hypnotize. It's the only one. 10 Crack Commandments, which he got inspired by The Source. It was an article in The Source of what to do, like 10 Crack Commandments of the crack game and type of shit, which is crazy. That was in the magazine. Play It Hater, I always loved that record as a kid. It was kind of funny to me that, you know, they would just these so mafioso rappers would just sing, and that was always something to me. Like this one, Jealous Guys off Mace album. It was just always a prevalent thing with the bad boy hip hop albums. Nasty Boy is a funny story. The skit at the beginning, just a fucking hilarious story. Sky's the Limit, one of my favorite songs from Biggie. Period. I never heard Biggie like really rap like that. It's kind of like Juicy, but a little bit more grown and retrospective. And imagine he was only 24, so like to make a song like that, I always thought was just amazing. World is filled when the Remy's in the system. Ain't no telling when I fucking with I'm dissing. That's what these hoes yelling. I'm a pimp by blood. Like. That's just a dope record. Introduction of Carl Thomas, Too Short on there. The fact that, like I said, he had most of the bad boy artists on here except Faith and Black Rob. But even then, he gives them credit. Like, oh, that's on Victory. It's not even on this album. I got it. That's on Victory, which was the last song he recorded, where he like bigs up everybody on the label. Black Rob joined the mob, and ain't no replacing him. Niggas step up. We just macing them, placing them in funerals, criminals, turnarounds, Brick City. Nobody come off like P. Diddy. It was just, his flow was just ridiculous. That wasn't even on this album. Downfall. He had DMC from Run DMC on here, bro. Like, to redo, he could have just sampled it, but no, he had the actual DMC come in and redo the verse. I just thought the last 3 songs on here are very eerie, and I think they're very dedicated to the East and West Coast thing with Tupac and Death Row. You know, praying for my downfall. I dream filthy. My mom and pops mix me with Jamaican rum and whiskey with a set off. Should have pushed me dead off, wiped the sweat off, cause in this world I'm dead off. Squeeze let off, been sped off. Ain't no shook hands in Brooklyn. Army fatigue, bring fatigue to enemies. Look, man, they wanna see me locked up, shot up. And it's fucking eerie because he said, mom's crouched up over my casket, screaming bastard, crying. Know my friends is lying. Y'all know who killed them, filled them with them Lugers from they Rugers or they Desi's. Dying ain't the shit, but it's pleasant. It's kind of quiet. Watch my niggas bring the riot. Give you cats the opposite of diets. You gain 30 pounds when you die. No lie. Lazy eye. I was high when they hit me. Took a few cats with me. Fuck, I need the company. Apologies in order to Tiana, my daughter. If it was up to me, you would be with me, sort of like Daddy Dearest. Like, Jesus Christ, my vision be the clearest. Silences so you can't hear it. Competition still fear shit. Don't ask me. I went from ashy to nasty to classy, and still it's not all MCs have the gall to pray and pray for my downfall. Like, come on, man. To go into Long Kiss Goodnight, and that's just even though Puffy like to deny it, that's a clear Tupac diss. Like, it's so many Tupac disses riddled in there. Slugs hit your chest, stop your spine. Flatline, heard through the grapevine. You got fucked 4 times. Guess that 3 to 9 fucked you up for real though. And like, he say, slugs missed you. I ain't mad at you. We ain't mad at you. Like, concussions, gun busting. Like, he just started going the fuck off. Catch cases, come out smoking. Like, smoking something, sipping right Russian. White bitch in the Benz bumping. I laced it with the basic 6 TVs, a system, knocking May shit, face it, we hard to hit, guard your shit for we stick you for your re-up. And there's a line in here that's my favorite, so I'm just saying for my best lines, but probably one of my favorite songs on the album, even though it's so negative, but he's spitting that shit. And as you can tell, he was just fed up with all the shit of being quiet. And I read somewhere that Lil C said he had a crazy line at the beginning that he took out because it just went too far. To end it with to end the album with your nobody till somebody kills you is crazy. Like, even to have it, just to have the story in it, just a crazy way to end this album. That's pretty much it. It's nothing I can really say about that. It's a great record. It's just a crazy way, if you think about it in a retrospect, to end the album. Oh yeah, I forgot the line he said in Long Kiss. These fucking maniacs put my name in raps. What part the game is that? Like they hustle backwoods. I smoke backwoods in Dutchies. You can't touch me. Try to rush me, shells go touchy. You're bleeding lovely with your spirit above me or beneath me. Your whole life you live sneaky. Now you rest eternity sleepy. You die when you creep me. Rest with the worms in the week, B. My 9-5s, baptized, rap guys with the Holy Ghost. I put holes in most, you hold your toes shake. Jesus Christ, slipping trying to break me. Look what you made me do. Brains blue. Skeet it out, weed it out, cleaning out the block of distances, giving long kisses, bitch. Like, Jesus. And that, fuck it. Let's get into my favorite songs. Best songs. I'm gonna go with Sky's the Limit, Long Kiss Goodnight, and I Got a Story to Tell. I have more favorites, but just for the 3, those are my favorite 3. Worst song, I'm gonna cop out and just go with B.I.G. Interlude. Sorry, it's a cop out. It's an interlude, but this Life After Death, baby. It's like all these songs are fucking amazing. Best line, I'm just going to do the verse because I can't find a way to stop. So he says, I I make your mouthpiece obese like Della Reese. When I release you, lose teeth like little C's. Nigga freeze, blood flood your dungarees. And that's just the half of my warpath. Laugh now, cry later. I rhyme greater than the average player hater. And spectators buy my CD twice, but see me in the streets and be like, yo, he nice. But that's on the low though. It be them cats with no dough try to play me on my shows. I pull out 4 foes and go off in they clothes. Short change niggas. What'd he say? Short chains niggas, snort cane niggas, extortion came quicker, bought the range nigga, you still tickle me. I used to be as strong as Ripple B, till little C's cripple me. Now I play hard like my girl's nipples be. The game sour like a pickle be. You know the rules, went from BK to New Jerusalem. Think about all the planes we flew, bitches we ran through. Now the years new, I lay my game flat, I want my spot back, take 2. Then he go back and park. These motherfuckers mad that I blew. Niggas envious. Too many haters on my dick. Shit strenuous. When I'm in bust, you just move with such stamina. Slugs miss ya. We ain't mad at ya. We ain't mad at ya. Jesus Christ. Like, it's just, that verse is just a classic hip hop verse. Like, period. That verse should be in the fucking MoMA somewhere of just classicness. Post it up. Put that shit up in Brooklyn at every stop. Let's wrap this shit up, though.
Who y'all talking to, man?
In closing, Life After Death again. It's my favorite Biggie album. Unfortunately, he only has 2. It's probably my favorite hip hop album of all time. I think it's the best hip hop album of all time. I don't think you're ever gonna get a rapper who has this much. It's so many topics and great lyricism. It's not one fumble of lyricism on this album, and it has this commercial sound. It has this dark sound. It has everything that you would want inside a rap album. And again, it's just unfortunate that he wasn't here to see the success of the album. Like, bro, he never performed Hypnotize. He never performed Sky's the Limit. Like, what's beef? Like, it's so much more money, more problems. Like, he didn't even go on the Bad Boy Family tour. Like, you know how crazy it would have been. It's just, I don't know. It's just unfortunate in a way. But one of the reasons I have to give flowers to it, because it's just classic hip hop shit, classic music shit. And yeah, if I'm a kid of hip hop, I just can't go without talking about this album. So flowers for Biggie's Life After Death. I'm Tatum. Peace.